And it was when Solomon had finished building the temple of the Lord and the king's palace and all Solomon's desire that he wished to make, the Lord appeared to Solomon a second time as he had appeared to him in Gibeon. The Lord spoke to him, I have heard your prayer and your petition, which you have petitioned before me. I have consecrated this temple, which you have built to place my name there forever, and my eyes and my heart shall be there at all times. As for you, if you go before me as David your father went, wholeheartedly and with uprightness, to do in accordance with all that I have commanded you, and you will keep my statutes and laws, I will establish the throne of your kingdom over Israel forever. As I have spoken to David your father, saying, a man will not fail you upon the throne of Israel. But if you and your children turn away from following me, and you will not adhere to my commandments and my statutes which I have placed before you, but go and worship other gods and bow before them, then I will cut Israel off from the land which I have given to them, and this house which I have made sacrosanct for my name will I dismiss from my presence in Israel, shall be for a proverb and a byword among all nations. And this temple which is exalted shall become forlorn. Every passerby shall be astounded and will hiss. They will say, why has the Lord done this to this country, to this temple? They will be told, because they abandoned the Lord their God, who delivered their forefathers out of the land of Egypt, took hold of other gods and bowed to them and served them. Therefore as the Lord brought all this retribution upon them. And it was at the end of 20 years, during which Solomon had built the two houses, the temple of the Lord and the king's house. Hiram the king of Tyre had supplied Solomon with cedar wood, and with cypress wood, and with gold, as according to all his wishes. And King Solomon gave Hiram in return 20 cities in the land of Galilee. Hiram left Tyre to see the cities that Solomon had given him. They did not please him. And he said, what are these cities that you have given me, my brother? And he called them the land of Kabul, which they are called to this day. And Hiram sent to the king 120 talents of gold. This is the matter of the tax levy which King Solomon raised to build the temple of the Lord, and his own house, and the Millo, and the wall of Jerusalem, and Hazor, and Megiddo, and Gezer. Pharaoh king of Egypt had gone up and conquered Gezer, and burnt it with fire, and slayed the Canaanites who inhabited the city. And he gave it as a gift to his daughter, Solomon's wife. Solomon built Gezer and the lower Beth Horon, and Balath, and Tadmor, and the desert in the land, and all the store cities that Solomon had, and the cities of his chariots, cities of his riders, and Solomon's desire that he desired to build in Jerusalem and in Lebanon and in all the land of his sovereignty. All the remaining people of the Amorites, Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, who were not of the children of Israel, even their children who remained after them in the land, whom the children of Israel were unable to annihilate, of them did Solomon raise a levy of forced labor until this day. But of the children of Israel Solomon made no levy of forced labor, because they were the warriors, his servants, his officers, his commanders, and the officers of his chariots and his horsemen. These were the commanders, over officers, who were appointed over Solomon's work. 550 ruled over the people who engaged in their work. But Pharaoh's daughter came up from the city of David to her house, which Solomon had built for her. And then he built the Millo. 3 times in a year did Solomon offer up burnt offerings and peace offerings upon the altar he had built to the Lord, burning upon it incense upon the altar that was before the Lord. So he completed the service of the temple. King Solomon made a ship in Etzion Geber, which is beside Elath, on the shore of the Red Sea, in the land of Edom. Hiram sent in ships his servants, seafarers, these navigators of the sea, with Solomon's servants. They came to Ophir and obtained from there gold 420 talents, and delivered it to King Solomon.